Heyo guys, time for the WWE Royal Rumble review. Gotta say, so far this is the best pay-per-view of 2008. I mean, the pay-per-view overall was thumbs in the middle, but then the Royal Rumble match boosted it to the full thumbs up. But let's just run through the whole card. So the show started off with Ric Flair versus MVP. Before the match, Flair cut a promo about how great it was to wrestle in the Madison Square Garden after all these years and how the Garden fans gave him a level of respect that was awesome. And then MVP interrupted him when Flair was about to say something that obviously seemed very important to him. And then we had our match underway. The match was very slow at the start. I mean, not much was happening. It was like a bad boxing fight. No, it wasn't like that, but it was pretty bad off the start, very slow. MVP hit a big boot to Flair's head when he was in the middle of the ring wide, and then he hit him in the, with the Yakuza kick in the corner, and then he went for the pinfall, and this is where they did the spot where he did the pinfall, but Flair's foot was on the rope, and he actually got the victory, but it didn't work in my opinion because they didn't even ring the bell or even hit MVP's music to make a believability that Flair's career was over. They just continue with the match, so it didn't really work in that aspect of it. And then they did a superplex, and every time I do a superplex, I just get superplex, I just cringe. Then the finish came when MVP went to go for the playmaker, and Flair just took him down, tripped him, and put him in the figure four, and got a clean tap-out victory over MVP, which very much surprised me. I mean, it wasn't the best match, but it was probably the worst match, but, you know, I wasn't really expecting that much, so it kind of passed my expectations, but still it was the worst match of the night. Then we had the introduction of Mike Adamle, the former American Gladiators commentator, and he just took us to the Jericho package, and you could tell he was very nervous, and he did this from the crowd, so it was a bit of a retro spot there, like how the WWF used to do things back in the late 80s to 90s. Then we went to Chris Jericho versus JBL, and I'm sure you all know now that the WWE is making their wrestlers be more stiff or work closer, and because of HD it's harder to hide punches, so this was a perfect example of that. I mean, these guys were very stiff at the start. I mean, Jericho was hitting some stiff kicks to JBL's chest. JBL with a big stiff short arm clothesline. I mean, you could hear that up into the upper echelons of MSG. Jericho then hit a stiff clothesline of his own. Jericho shoulder first into the ring post, and then he bled, which I didn't think made sense, but I guess it sort of did at the time. I mean, I just thought it didn't make sense because he went shoulder and his head was bleeding, and it was this shoulder that went in and this side of his face that bled. So, anyways, that's just my gripe about it. And then we went to the finish here where before we get there, there was a huge botch by JBL when Y2J was going for the Bulldog, and he just went down before JBL, or Y2J just grabbed a hold of his head, so I was upset with JBL there. And then we went to the finish where after JBL rammed Jericho's head into the ECW announcer table, Jericho grabbed a chair and just chair shot at JBL hard into the head, and I was just like, why does it have to be to the head? We all know these things about concussions and stuff since the Benoit thing. Why does it have to be to the head, guys? Come on. And then he threw a chair at him in the head, and then he took a cable and choked him out. So he got the win by DQ, which I did predict. Did JBL got the win by DQ, but still, I didn't like it with the head. But all in all, the DQ finish did make sense, and it works out, and then we get to see them in an elimination chamber where they'll continue their feud. Then we went to Ashley talking to Santino. I wanted to talk to Maria, but Santino said that she didn't want to have anything to do with the Booby magazine, and then we went to the World Heavyweight Championship match between Rey Mysterio and Edge. Rey came out with this stupid Aztec boy type deal mask, which I thought looked retarded. Then we went to Justin Roberts was doing the in-ring introductions, and the crowd was mixed with Rey Mysterio, and then Edge got a huge face pop, like a big pop, which is very weird. It made you feel like you're watching Edge in Canada. Then Mickey Henson ejected Hawkins and Ryder when Rey was on the floor, and it looked like they were going to deliver a small beatdown. Then Rey with a nice body on Edge over the top rope. This match had some psychology in it, with Edge working on Rey's surgically repaired knee, as Michael Cole kept saying all night. Then Edge hit an innovative half-crab ankle lock move that I thought looked really nice. Then Rey started to get back into the match, and he did like some double stomps and a DDT on the floor. Rey did the splash on Edge for a near fall, and that Vicky Guerrero pulled referee Mickey Henson out, and Ray went for the 619, and Vicky came up on the apron. It looked like Edge pulled her in to take the blow for him. So, I mean, hopefully they play off that, because that'll add to more heel Edge is. So that'll be good for adding to his heel character. And then Edge gets the win when Ray went to springboard and do the West Coast pop, and he speared him. The finish looks so pretty, very nicely done. This was match of the night, and he got the win with that. So match of the night. It's really easy to see why it was the night. Then we went to Mike Adamle. I'm just going to skip some stuff that happened before that. We went to Mike Adamle introducing us after the WrestleMania 24 commercial, which was Mae Young giving mouth-to-mouth to a guy. And then he said, wow. So he's officially the worst announcer ever. And then he called Jeff Hardy Jeff Harvey. So he just had a bad night, and the fans just dogged on him. Then it was the WWE Championship match, Jeff versus Randy Orton. There were huge "Let's Go Hardy" chants at the start. The crowd really wanted to see a title change, you could tell. Or they believed for sure it was going to be a title change. Jeff with a nice drop kick through the bottom rope to the floor, and then Orton, when Jeff tried to springboard in, Orton with a nice standing drop kick there. But the fans really didn't die down. They didn't really see a title change happening, so they sort of just gave up on it. Jeff Hardy did a nice dropkick where he had to rotate in air when Orton was on the apron, and then he did a moonsault on the floor, and it looked like then maybe the crowd started to get back into it, and Jeff went for the Twist of Fate, and like I predicted, Twist of Fate got reversed into RKO, 3 count, Orton retains, and you know, I thought it made sense like that, and they went with it, so I was happy to see that. But all in all, it was a very disappointing match. Very disappointing. And then we went to the Royal Rumble, which Michael Buffer gave the introductions, and you know, I wish Mr. Kennedy was number 1, because they could have played off him, and he's like, this is how you do an introduction, son, and then he just introduces himself, and then lets Buffer introduce number 2. But number 1 was The Undertaker, number 2 was Shawn Michaels, and I like how they played off the final 2 from the 2007 Rumble into the being the first 2 in the 2008 Royal Rumble. The number 3 was Santino Marella, and he just got the Bushwhacker spot. He just came in, did nothing, got super kicked by Michaels, and Undertaker quickly eliminated him. Number 4 was the Great Khali. He came in, got the "You Can't Wrestle" chance, did absolutely nothing, and got eliminated by the Undertaker. Then we had a barrage of guys who came in just to fill the ring up. We had Hardcore Holly, John Morrison, Tommy Dreamer. Batista came in at number 8. Hornswoggle came in, and he just did the Jerry Lawler spot and hid under the ring. Number 10 was Chuck Palumbo. Was Jamie Noble. He didn't last long, and Noble got a nice little chant in there too, and Chuck Palumbo eliminated him pretty quick. CM Punk came out with a good pop, and when CM Punk came in, he kept giving people the high knee, and he gave one to Michaels, and he was going for the high knee bulldog combo. Undertaker gave a big shot to Punk, but it looked like it broke Shawn Michaels' nose doing that. Cody Rhodes at 13, Umaga at number 14, 15, The Miz at 16. Number 17 was Shelton Benjamin, and I was really disappointed with Shelton's showing here. He does a nice spot where he does a springboard to the top rope. He just jumped from the ring apron to the top rope and pulled Miz and Morrison's heads down across the top rope, and then he got eliminated by Michaels. So after all the building you've done with him on ECW, it was just proven pointless here. Then we had 2 legends in here with Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Everyone was selling to him, like Kane, Batista, like Morrison, Undertaker. I found that weird. Then Roddy Piper came in with his baby. I mean, Piper, I know you're sick and all, but dude, you're pretty heavy. You maybe shouldn't have took the shirt off. Then Kane came in to eliminate them both quickly. Carlito came in at 21. Foley came in at 22 with a nice little pop here. Mr. Kennedy at 23. Big Daddy V comes in at 24, and Daddy V's entrance, Snitsky eliminates the Undertaker. Undertaker eliminates Snitsky, and then Shawn Michaels eliminated the Undertaker, and then Mr. Kennedy eliminated Shawn Michaels. So I was crushed because I thought the Undertaker was going all the way to win this one, and that didn't happen. And I was like, oh man, Triple H is definitely getting the win. So then we went to number 25, being Mark Henry with no pop at all, 0. 26, Chavo Guerrero, and I'm like, why is the ECW champion here? This makes no sense. Number 27 is Finley, and he jumped the gun, and D got DQ'd, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense, because in the 2000 Royal Rumble, they had hardcore spot in there. 28 is Elijah Burke. 29 is Triple H, and he just eliminates a barrage of guys. He eliminates Burke, Foley, Big Daddy V, Cody Rhodes, etc. Then in number 30 is the man who surprised us all, John Cena. John Cena came in, and he got a monstrous pop of the night, and he just came in there and cleaned house. He eliminated the likes of Mark Henry, Carlito, Who else did he eliminate? As I said, Mark Henry, and so many others. Then we went to the final 3 here, and that was Batista, Triple H, and Cena. Triple H got eliminated Batista. Then it came down to Triple H and Cena. They will try the spots with that to get their finish on each other, and Cena eventually Triple H over the top rope. Anyways, that's my review. I'm out. Peace.